Hello everyone and welcome back to another lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to hold a conversation with someone you have just met. By the end of this lesson, you should know how to introduce yourself to someone you have just met and find out more about this particular person that you've just met. Okay? Now, when you meet someone for the first time, there are certain things in English that you would be expected to tell this person about yourself. But at the same time, you want to find out exactly the same information about this someone you have just met. You just don't want to be the one who is talking. You want to keep the conversation going. Now, the first thing that you should inform the other person when you're introducing yourself is your name. For example, you could say, "My name is Jean." And you? "My name is Jean." And you? So when you say "and you," you're basically inviting the other person to tell you their name. Okay? "My name is Jean." And you? Okay? The next thing that you should tell the person that you just met is your age. "I'm 16 years old." Or you could say, "I'm 16." And you? "I'm 16 years old." Or, "I'm 16." And you? Okay? Or you could ask, "And you? How old are you?" And you? How old are you? And you? How old are you? The third thing that you could inform the new person that you've just met is where you come from. Which country do you come from? Okay? And in this case, you could say, "I come from Sweden." "I come from Sweden." And where are you from? And where are you from? Or you could ask, "And where do you come from?" And where do you come from? "I come from Sweden." And where do you come from? "I come from Sweden." And you? Okay. "I come from Sweden." And you? So you have 3 different ways to ask where the other person comes from. And where are you from? And where do you come from? And you? "I come from Sweden." And you? The fourth thing that you should inform the new person that you have just met is where in Sweden you come from. Where do you live? Where do you live? Okay? "I live in a big city in Sweden called Stockholm." "I live in a big city in Sweden called Stockholm." And you? Where do you live? I live in a big city in Sweden called Stockholm. And you? Where do you live? Where do you live? Where do you live? Okay? Or you could simply ask, I live in a big city in Sweden called Stockholm. And you? And you? Number 5. The next thing that you should inform someone you have just met is your hobbies. Hobbies mean interests. What sort of things do you like to do during your free time? What sort of things do you like to do for fun? What sort of interests do you have? So you could say, number 5, what are your hobbies? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What do you like to do during your free time? What do you like to do during your free time? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What do you like to do during your free time? I like swimming and cooking. I like swimming and cooking. Okay? The next question is about your family. When you meet someone new, you can ask them something about their family. But of course, you should also tell them something about your family. Okay? To ask that, you could say, do you have brothers and sisters? Do you have any brothers and sisters? Do you have any brothers and sisters? I have none. When you say you have none, it means that you have no brothers or sisters. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. Do you have any brothers and sisters? Yes, I do. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. Or you could simply say, I have 2 brothers and sisters. And you? Okay? So in that case, you inform them first about your family and then you ask about their family. Okay? I have 2 brothers and sisters. And you? So when you say and you, you're expecting them to tell you if they have any brothers and sisters. Okay? The next one is number 7. When you meet someone new, you want to tell them where you go to school, where you go to university, where you go to college, but also you want to inform them about where you go to school or where you go to university or where you go to college. Now, how do you do this? You ask the question in number 7. Where do you go to school? Where do you go to university? Where do you go to college? I attend City College in Stockholm. or I go to City College in Stockholm. So, when you want to inform the person about where you go to school or where you go to university or where you go to college, you could use either I attend and then you say the name of your college. I attend City College in Stockholm. Or I go to Coventry University in Coventry. I attend or I go to. Okay? Or you could say first, I go to City College in Stockholm. And you? I go to Lancaster University. And you? Okay? I attend a university in Amsterdam. And you? Okay? The next one is number 8. You may want to tell the person that you have just met about the weather in your country. And obviously, you want to know a little bit about the weather in his or her country. To ask about the weather in their country, you could say, number 8, what is the weather like in your country? What is the weather like in your country? What is the weather like in your country? And then you inform them about the weather in your country. In Sweden, we have 4 seasons: winter, summer, spring, and autumn. In Sweden, we have 4 seasons: winter, summer, spring, and autumn. And you? Okay? So, when you meet someone for the first time, you could ask them the question, first, what is the weather like in your country? Or you could inform them about the weather in your country, and then you ask them about the weather in their country. Okay? So, you may start with, in Sweden, we have 4 seasons: winter, summer, spring, and autumn. What is the weather like in your country? Okay, what is the weather like in your country? Okay, now the next thing you could ask the person that you have just met is about whether they have any friends. And you could do this by asking number 9, do you have close friends? Do you have close friends? I have 2, Amy and Elisa. Do you have close friends? I have 2, Amy and Elisa. Now, once more, you could tell the person about your friends and then you ask them about their friends. So, in this case, you could say, I have 2 friends, Amy and Elisa. And you? Do you have close friends? Okay? So, what you realize is you have 2 choices. You can ask the person the question first, and then you ask them, and you? Or you can inform them about your age, about your name, about where you come from, about where you live, about your hobbies, about your brothers and sisters, about your family, your school, and so on. You can inform them first and then you ask them, and you? My name is Jean, and you? I'm 16 years old, and you? I come from Sweden, and you? I live in Stockholm, and you? I like swimming and cooking, and you? I have 2 brothers and 1 sister, and you? I attend Lancaster University, and you? In my country, it's always sunny. And in your country and in yours, I have 2 friends, Amy and Elisa. And you? Okay? So that's one way of trying to find out more about the other person and telling them about yourself. You could start by telling them first about yourself and then you ask, and you? Okay? Or you could ask them a direct question. What's your name? What is your name? My name is Jean. What is your name? What is your name? How old are you? Where do you come from? Where do you live? What are your hobbies? Do you have brothers and sisters? Where do you go to school? Where do you go to university? Where do you go to college? What is the weather like in your country? Do you have close friends? Okay, and this brings us to the end of our lesson for today. I hope you now know how to introduce yourself to someone that you have just met and how to find out more about the other person by asking them similar questions. Now, if you found the content of this video useful, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you very much and see you in our next lesson. Bye bye.